afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and amazing people of the audience. How's everybody doing today? Good. Great. So, our amazing sharks, I'm going to ask you to close your eyes for a moment. Cool. Picture this. You're lounging on the beaches in Honolulu. You're treading the deserts in Phoenix. You're exploring Rio, Brazil, and the sun over your head is scorching hot. You try to find shade, but when you're sitting under the umbrella, the shade can only do so much. You look at your watch, you realize, oh, I can't go back in the sun because you're an adult and you have things to do, but you're also hot. Open your eyes. So, what's the solution for this problem? You can't control the temperature around you, but can you control the temperature inside of you? Next slide. Introducing Endo Air. Comfortable at the click of a button. This product is revolutionary in the sense that it gives you, the users, the power and control to be able to ventilate your outfit and your clothes and to be able to change the temperature wherever and whenever and wherever you are. To introduce our product further, I would like to show you our lovely team of experts. Next slide. We can start with head of logistics.
Good night, head of logistics.
My name is Ardo. I'm head of marketing.
Head of design.
My name is Connor. I'm head of research.
And I'm Ardo. I'm the project manager. Next slide. Where does the term endo air come from? It comes from the Greek word within and the Latin word air. It has a portable battery-powered fan and liquid pumps, and it regulates the temperature to give you calm, cool, and comfortable weather whenever or wherever you are.
All right, that brings me in. I'm going to be talking a little bit about the science of how this system is going to work. So the Endo Air Jacket is basically the regulation system of air conditioning, like in your house, in your jacket. So we have multiple different fans called condensers and evaporators. Evaporators are going to be taking the ambient air, the heat from the ambient air within your jacket, transferring it to the coolant. That's going to be sending it up to fans, which are going to expel that air to the outer air, and then send it back through a liquid pump, which is just going to keep that system going calm. This is a short little design of how exactly the jacket will look how the cans will look inside the jacket. So you have up to 4 evaporators scattered around the abdomen. Those will be taking the inner air and transferring it up through tubes into the condensers, which will be expelling that heat to the outer air and then sending it back down through the liquid pumps. And all the while that this is happening, there will be a battery on your inner pocket with a thermostat. You'll be able to change that as whenever you want and switch out that with other rechargeable batteries. So you never really need to go without regulation. That brings to mind the design and how that will look from the outside.
So at the top, at the shoulders, we have 2 condensers that will be facing forward, so you don't get any of the heat facing any of your body, so you won't be too warm, like you won't be able to feel that. And then we have a pump at the back, which you'll be able to take out. So same with our thermostat and our battery, which will be in our side pocket. And all of these components you can take out. So and then you'll be able to later wash your jacket, so it will be machine safe. And then for thermostat and battery, they're all in the inside of an inner lining of a pocket, so you can't see them. And these condensers here at the fans, they'll be like covered by mesh, so you won't see them either. And this is a white chrome style of our jacket. And for this jacket, we went with a more darker, stylish look. For those who wanted the style, but didn't feel they weren't feeling the white colors. They didn't want to stand out too much. And for our second prototype is a more slim, futuristic, longer jacket. We went with this one, but it also comes in gray and midnight black. And for this one, you would also have the components the exact same places as the first one. It's a different style of design, so you get, the first one was more of a sporty one, and this one's a futuristic kind of jacket, so you get two choices depending on your style, and you get the option of color. So.
And that brings us back into our materials. What exactly are you going to be seeing in your jacket? The jacket consists of 6 primary materials. You'll have 6 3-volt fans, 2 being the condensers in the shoulders and 4 being the evaporators scattered around the abdomen, and a single 3-volt liquid pump in the back that will be pumping liquid through the tubes and through these fans. A rechargeable 3-volt 6600 milliamp battery. That means it should last around 4 to 6 hours of continued 100% use, but obviously if your jacket gets a little too cold, it's going to turn off. So chances are you might be able to run this for a good 20 hours or so, if it's not extremely hot. Tie-on style tubes scattered around, temperature resistant, so you won't have any problems with the heat of the coolant. And then we'll be using a glycol water coolant compound, which is a lot of what you would see in like refrigerators and stuff like that. It is safe, non-toxic, non-corrosive, so you shouldn't expect any problems if something happens to your jacket or this coolant ends up on your body. And we'll be designing the jackets with nylon. Adding this all together, we get a total price of about $100,000 a month to produce 5 factors of jackets. Next slide, please. And that brings us to logistics. How are we going to source and get these parts?
So we thought we would outsource our product in Mexico because making our product here is going to be much more expensive since the labor cost is really high, and that would make our end product really expensive. So our best idea, China was our first option, but now due to all the trade war and the China's price is going up, so it's going to be much more expensive to make our product in China. Also, it's going to cost us much more money to bring our product back to US because of the tariff, 25% tariff in all the product made in China. Also, the logistic by itself, just to bring it from the ships, and it also takes like longer days to bring that product. But if we source to Mexico, it's going to save our labor cost, going to be effective, and we do not have NAFTA. We have NAFTA, so it does not cost us any tariff or any custom fees to bring our product, to import our product back to US. And as a logistic, it's really convenient. It's right down in our southern border, and we do not have to use ships. We can just like ship our truck and just drive back to Seattle. So for the products and for the factory, our factory is located in Tijuana, Mexico. And this is the company we're gonna go to co-production international. They are the third-party company. So once we pay them, they will find the factory for us, and we just pay them. We just have contact with them directly. We don't have to deal with any other broker or any other regulation. They will figure out everything, and we just pay them per square foot. They're gonna charge like around 45 cents per square foot. We just directly pay them, so it's like much easier for us because we don't have to deal with any other regulation. We just deal with one company. That's all. And for the warehouses, we can have 2 warehouses. We can have one in Mexico and one in Seattle. And the Mexico warehouse is going to be in Tijuana, Mexico as well. So this is the name of the job, it's at Tijuana, Mexico. And for that, we have the contact info. This is their contact info if we have to contact them. So these are all. And for the Seattle, we're going to have the warehouse in South Seattle. This is the name of the warehouse, Millwater Company. And this is their contact information. And regarding employees, we're going to have around 30 employees in Mexico, 15 sewing specialists, 15 warehouse workers, 4 engineers, 2 mechanical and 2 electrical on our factory, not in the warehouse. And we're going to have we are going to have 3 site managers, 2 in factory and 1 in warehouse. And also we are planning to hired a couple of security guards for our warehouse so that we can secure our product. And for the Seattle warehouse, Seattle, we just need warehouse. Seattle, we just need warehouse. That's why we just had 15 warehouse workers and 2 site managers, and we figured out that we don't really need security guard in our warehouse in Seattle, but we will have our surveillance cameras, so we will have extra equipment for that. And regarding the transportation, since it's right down the borderline, we are gonna use the truck to ship our goods and next slide. So this is what it's gonna cost us on monthly basis. For factory, we are planning to get 40,000 square feet at 44 cents per square feet. That would bring us our cost at 17,600, and this is the cost of the warehouse. We are planning to have 19,000 square feet for Mexico and 16,000 square feet for Seattle, and the cost would be 35 cents per square feet for Mexico and $1.15 per square feet for Seattle warehouse, and these are total monthly warehouse cost, $25.58. And for the transportation, we figured out that from Tijuana to Seattle is like around 1,300 miles on average, and if we had a truck from the company, they would charge $160 per mile, and truck under 23 tons, there is no weight limit. Therefore, and the gas down in Mexico is $2.50 per gallon, so it will cost us $2,806 per truck to bring our product back to Seattle. Next slide. And so this is our to produce a 5,000 jackets a month. This is our first start. This is our initial start. This is our cost of logistics to set up everything. This is our cost of materials. So our total cost will be $229,000, and this is our estimated cost. And we break down all the estimated costs. So Ardo is going to talk about the marketing.
Hey, my name is Ardo. I'm head of marketing. To better market our product, we decided to use the top 3 forms of media. So the first one would be owned media, which would be like our own website where we run promotions and referral bonuses. So basically, the more jackets you buy, the better it is for you. So the first jacket will come at full price, the second one will come at 5% off, and the third one will come at 10% off. So it's like an incentive to kind of buy more. We also decided to run a referral bonus, or like a mention bonus, where if you take a picture of yourself wearing the jacket and post it on social media with the hashtag EndoWear, you get extra 10% off, or extra set of batteries if you already have a jacket. For another idea, we also decided to run charity events, which we would give away 25 jackets to those people in hotter climates for every 1,000 jackets sold. And then the second form of media that we want to take advantage of is earned media. This is people who've had any experience with our jacket, positive mainly, but we're depending on mentions, reviews, referrals, testimonials, and just like anywhere where like people can just like help us reach a larger audience. And it's free, so like we decided to like with the referral from the previous slide, we can like broaden our audience and make people more aware of this product. The third form of media would be paid media, which is advertisements and placements on magazines and articles. We also decided to, for social media advertisements, we also decided to film an advertisement where we would show how much better people feel in hotter climates with the jacket on than with it off, and how they're like before and after without the jacket. Now that we have the jacket, on average, the cheapest we could find was $4,000 to just have our advertisement on social media, but we can also reach a much larger audience for those who might not use social media, and that's $7,000 a month to go on blogs and articles. You might see us on the side of articles. And then as our product begins to grow, we also want to talk to and get in touch with influencers with a large fan base. So that'd be people like product reviewers, YouTubers, or even sports players. So like just have them wearing it, or we can like create a jacket just for them, like tailored for their body, and just to make sure like they and have it in a way where they can also help us reach a larger audience and promote our product as well.
Can I just say that if Jackie Ina promotes a product, I'm buying it. Like, she's one of the biggest YouTubers, and when she recommends a product, the sales increase by at least 20%. So we really believe in the power of social media. In conclusion, we're asking y'all, the sharks, to invest into our product. You will not only be investing into a really cool and sleek jacket, but you'll be investing in a product that will help really like people who are in climates that are hotter. Think about it. In 12 years, climate change is going to really affect our planet. And the people who will be affected the most are folks in third world countries. With our charity event in mind, we are hoping to reach those populations that are going to be dealing with overheating and things like that. I mean, in my home country, Somalia, the temperatures can go really high. It's right on the equator. And so we're really trying to reach those populations. We're asking for 1.5 million investments. I know I'm seeing a couple faces, but think about it. You'll be investing into our future. We'll be investing into a design to enhance our product to make it more sustainable so that we can rely on other sources of energy. To create maybe a tracksuit, just to enhance our design, because as the planet gets hotter, the only thing we can change is our own temperature. Think about it. So thank you so much. Thank you to the wonderful audience. Thank you to the wonderful sharks. And I just want to say thank you to our wonderful team up here who did an amazing presentation. Any questions? What is the stake of the company for the 1.5 million? The stake? Like how much would we own of the company if we were to give $1.5 million?
15%.
15%.
Because in one of our slides we showed that we made approximately 729,000 right here. 778,000 in a year. So within a course of 2 years, within a course of 3 years, we should expect to reach 1.5, but we kind of want to accelerate so we can reach a broader audience and reach our goal.
That's your profit for the year?
Yes.
Okay.
For the first year.
That's the return
by
per month, not
quarter.
Not a month. I mean, that's for 1 month. That's for 1 month.
Yeah, by starting like
5,000 packages.
It would cost approximately $136 to buy the jacket outright if you were to triple the base cost of how much it takes to produce the jacket. So we rounded that up to about $200. So you would have a $778,000 return on investment for a monthly production of 5,000 jackets. The more we can produce, the higher that number rises.
So is this an estimate or is this actual sales?
It's approximate.
I just want to say that the program manager, I love all of you, so forgive me. I'm the mean shark.
Are you the Kevin O'Leary?
I like your faces.
So, from a holistic approach, fans make noise. Have you ever known a fan not to make noise?
Depends on how hard it's running, and I've noticed it depends on the material it's produced out of. So if you have like a flimsy plastic material, that'll make a lot more noise. So we're expecting to have strong enough plastic that it shouldn't be running too loud, and the fact that it's a smaller, like 3-inch fan, it's never going to be running at such a high load that you're going to hear this buzzing coming off your chest.
With that being said, how can I expect body heat to be drawn from it if it's not running at full speed? Second, what is the difference of me just taking my shirt off?
It's one of those situations where as you're walking around, you are freezing or you're a little less warm than you would like to be, and then you put on your jacket, and then you're a lot hotter than you want to be. And it's going to be designed to keep your temperature at a lower temperature than the outer air, so you're not going to be putting on a jacket and getting hotter. It's going to be a little odd wearing a jacket in the summer, but it'll be keeping you colder than the outside air.
And just to add, I mean, of course, you could probably take your shirt off, but a lot of women can't because of gender. So, for the ladies, this is a lot easier to do.
Okay. Is this marketed to men and women?
No, it's a unisex.
But I'm saying to your point, they're like, I could just take my shirt off. Well, some of us don't have that option. I know.
Oh, that's good.
Video.
Can you talk more about who your target customer is? So the ads that you're gonna buy are gonna be
So,
all filters open?
no, I
All
kind of
age
thought
grade?
this through. So in the summer, everyone, but like the other times of the year, it'll probably would kind of target those who are like in hotter climate areas who like have that warm temperature all year round.
Okay, 0 to 100 years old?
Uh,
I think our demographic is primarily going to be focused on making millennials and Generation Z. No offense to the older generations, but they're not going to really be dealing with climate change as intensely as we will be in the upcoming generations. And I'm hoping that as the years go on, our product can evolve and morph into something more effective for the times, which is where this money is going to go to, right? It's going to be designing and enhancing our product to make it more user friendly.
Okay, so you mentioned the battery life was 10. So like what type of batteries and how many batteries does it?
Alright, so this is going to be a single rechargeable battery that will be 3 volts. It will be in a coat. So we're using aluminum heat sinks and we're designing it with cheap and light enough plastic that the fans and the heat sinks should not, sorry, excuse me, you were saying.
I heard, first I heard it wasn't cheap, now I heard cheap,
My apologies.
okay? So you expected me to wear a weighted coat in the summer?
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you.
There's no way around it because of the technology we're using. But hopefully in the future, like I said, with enough research, we're able to adjust our jacket to make it more user friendly.
One more thing,
Yes, sir.
how long am I supposed to wait before this comes to my house? You said truck delivery, correct? From Seattle to Mexico?
No, from
It's hot now.
No, from Mexico to Seattle, we're gonna bring our product in our warehouse through. It's like in 5 to 7 business days.
So I heard August, I heard 5 to 7.
No, 5 to 7 business days. Once you order through online or whatever, right? If you are online, it's 5 to 7 business days just to be in your house because it's already in our warehouse in Seattle.
Okay.
So throughout the America, it's 5 to 7 business days.
Okay.
Usual part of time. 5 to 7 business days. Or if you want to expedite, you can pay more sort of.
We did it in 1 to 3 days if you want to expedite it.
If you want to expedite, you can pay more and like 3 days, 3 business days.
So you're saying basically the customer will cover the shipping charge, right? Because I mean, if you're having the product sent to Seattle, obviously this is not your target market. Seattle has a few hot days, but not
Yeah.
a number of other locations. Right?
Yeah.
So you're going to be shipping elsewhere.
Sitting at throughout the country.
We plan to expand like soon, like a lot soon.
But this is our initial starting point.
Any more questions?
Okay, so I saw that you included the cost breakdown for the warehouses, and I just wanted to see, I don't know, did you include labor costs in there as well? I think you did, for the people who are working in the warehouse. So my question is like, did you take into account the costs for the designer for the jacket and who's gonna be doing that work, and then locally at your Seattle site, like how are all you getting paid?
Wonderful question, Melanie.
Working for free?
This is a lifelong passion of ours. So
This is the start. Yeah, so you like manage for a couple months without getting paid if you want to do the business. But this is the cost breakdown for the worker in Seattle, Mexico.
My other question is, do you have any competing products out there already on the market? Have you done any research with that? That you guys have been
there
confident?
is a jacket that.
So there are like jackets that are like just for they're like thermal wear, but there's also other jackets that have like cooling effects. But
Ice.
yeah, you have to have like ice packs in there, and I feel like our idea is much more convenient.
So wants to walk around the block of ice.
You're gonna melt right away.
Yeah, ours like regulates the temperature, so it's like
You can't govern your temperature if you have just ice in your shirt, and a lot of shirts can be designed to be a little more breathable, but in this case, it's designed specifically to regulate your temperature at the temperature that you would prefer, not just until the ice melts, always 32 degrees.
So obviously, you know, this product has batteries, it has fans, it has tubing running through it. I mean, thought have you put into potentials for dealing with litigations that could occur?
Litigations.
Lawsuits.
Um,
Battery blows up in my pocket, oh my God. What kind of things have you thought about with regards to mitigating those?
Well, that's what our lawyers are for. They do that work for us. So,
So we have lawyers on the payroll too?
I mean, no, I mean, we should have somewhere. Because like, we don't, listen, we don't have Samsung money where they have phones blowing up. That's why we're here asking y'all for help. Because Samsung can have their phones blow up. They can afford that risk, but we can't. Thank you so much. What's your verdict? Yeah.
I think I'm gonna have to step out of investment on this one. I feel like I disagree with your target customer. I feel like people on vacation and stylish millennials are probably going to not want to wear a jacket in hot weather. But I do feel like you all did a ton of great research on technology, and I just feel like it would be better redirected for the different target audience in terms of people who have to work outside for their everyday life, like construction workers. Maybe they would want to wear that jacket and stay cool. Potentially long distance runners, things like that. I think that could be really interesting. And then, I mean, what you said about countries where it's harder to manage your temperature, and with climate change, I feel like you could partner with some significant organizations, like the Gates Foundation, to really make an incredible product that supports community. So, for that reason, I'm out, but I commend you for the hard work.
Thank you.
I too am going to pass, only because I'm afraid without the legal support and how you all are going to get paid for this effort. What's it?
Let me go last.
I can take it. Like Emily, I also have some concerns about your target market as far as where you're really aiming at this point in time. I think it'd be better if you actually looked at a market that maybe you hadn't thought about. You think about people who specifically move down to places like Arizona or Florida. It tends to be an older generation of people who also have issues with managing their body temperature. I think you could do better. I think you could do better with them. And, oh, by the way, they actually have the money to pay for it. Right, so I think you really need to look at it from that perspective. So is there potential there? There's definitely potential there. You know, it's not clear to me what you would be utilizing the 1.5 million for. That didn't quite come out.
Is that something I can chime in with, or do you want to continue?
I'll continue. So we can make our offer and you won't get angry with me. You know, that's something that I want some clarity about. I am willing to do 1.5 million. However, from you know, the risk that I'm going to be taking on with that, I would want 31%.
That's totally reasonable. Thank you, Kathy.
You got one more?
I'll make your offer too, but I have some, I want some creative control. So, I don't know about you, but I like meat. You know, like all kinds of meat, pork, beef, all that good stuff. And hardworking people in delis and butcher shops need jackets like this, right, to stay warm. So maybe redesign this concept to something that's an insulated fashion specifically, right? And for me to invest 1.5 into this, I'm gonna need a couple of things from you. I want 1/3 of every jacket, and I also want 32%.
My pleasure.
Yeah.